and let's go live. Hey, you're live. So welcome everyone to the Wildlife Sound Recording Society listening session streamed live. The members of the society will share their recordings and we will all discuss them from the bioacoustical, biological, sound engineering and fieldcraft points of view. Any WSRS member is more than welcome to join the conversation by attending the Eventbrite event. You can also listen to the other listening sessions on the WSRS website by clicking on the drop-down menu called Listen, where you'll also find even more wildlife sound content. After each session, we post the timestamp on the WSRS forum in PDF format, which includes when and who presented each recording, useful links and other info. If you would like to receive a notification when this is posted or about anything related to the listening session, go on the WSRS forum, navigate to the listening session category and click on the subscribe button. You will receive an email every time there is a new post in this specific category. You can also subscribe to our new YouTube channel. So as a society, we encourage members to get in touch with each other to exchange knowledge, recordings, or just simply some quality time. The introductions aim to help members to share their location and interest to hopefully find a buddy for your next recording adventure. So let's start with introductions. So Paul, would you like to say something about yourself?
Good evening. I'm Paul Frattley. I'm the current chairman and web person for the society. I live in Devon in southwest England, and my main interest in recording is trying to make the best recordings and try and make it a challenge for myself, which is fairly easy because everything's pretty difficult.
Great. Thank you, Paul. Next is, sorry, I lost my participants list. Andrew Rock.
Hello, I'm Andrew Rock. I'm in Brisbane, Australia, and I am just an amateur and I play around trying to get recordings of species to put on iNaturalist and places like that. So a bit of citizen science.
Great, thank you, Andrew. Angel, if you are there. No, I don't think he's. No, I don't think he's there. So,
hello.
Oh yeah, here you are.
Hello. Sorry. Hello, my name is Angel Perez. I am a sound recordist, sound designer, sound recordist, sound editor. I work in film, and I have a recent big interest in nature.
Thank you, Angel. And Bernd. I think Bernd, you have to unmute yourself. So everybody's muted now. So if you want to talk, you have to unmute yourself. If Bernd can't do it, then let's go with Chris Hales.
Good evening, my name is Chris Hales. I live near Geneva in Switzerland. I do most of my recording with birds and I try to understand bird behavior and the sounds they make. I run a website called wildechoes.org.
Thank you very much, Chris. And Clive.
Yeah. Hi, I'm Clive Davis. I'm from Staffordshire and I play around with Audiomoth quite a lot.
Thank you, Clive. Bernd, are you?
Yes, here I am. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can. Okay.
I'm Bernd Eckert, living in northern Germany, near Hamburg, and I enjoy to take good sound recordings of every kind of wildlife.
Great. Thank you, Bernd. And next up is Hazel.
Hi, I'm Hazel Reeves and I'm based in Brighton and I'm artist in residence at Net Wildland in West Sussex, and I'm interested in creating bird soundscapes to inspire movement.
Thank you, Hazel. And Helge. You are muted if you try to talk. I know Helge is there, so maybe there's some technical difficulties. Let's jump to the next one. Ian Brady.
I'm there now.
Oh,
Can you hear me?
hello. Yes, we can hear you. Hi.
I'm Helge Malmgren, philosopher from Göteborg, Sweden, and a special interest in movie making with birds and the combination of movies with sound, original sound.
Great. Thank you, Helge. Ian Brady.
Good evening, I'm Ian Brady. I'm based in Lancashire, northwest England. Basically recorded for a very long while, but mainly I'm a bird watcher who does bird recording, or does sound recording.
Thank you, Ian. Joe.
Hello, I'm Joe. I'm from West Yorkshire in North England, and I'm interested in recording all sorts of wildlife, and I work creatively with sound, and I'm particularly interested in using sound to help connect people with the environment and nature.
Thank you, Joe. Matt Carroll.
Hiya, Matt Carroll from Gower in South Wales. I make short wildlife videos, and the sound is the most important part.
Thank you, Matt. And we've got Phil Atkins.
Yeah, Phil Atkins, just outside Lincoln. Started purely out of enjoyment of bird sound, but currently I'm looking towards combining this with video. My other main sort of hobby is photography, so just trying to combine the two now.
Great, thank you, Phil. Philip's iPod. Sorry, I don't know your surname, Philip. I know you had a cat earlier on the video.
Yeah, it's Phil Mill.
Phil.
Yeah. Right. So I'm Phil. I'm currently in Poland, but I'm from the UK, and I'm based most of the time in the mountains here, focusing on mostly just individual species, I guess, at the moment. So I've got badgers set nearby, so I'm doing that for long term. Yeah.
Great, thank you, Phil. Rob Bunstrom.
There we go.
Hello.
Yeah, hi. Rob, can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Okay. Yeah, Rob, I'm in southern Germany. I'm pretty much an amateur and still a beginner. My main interests are recording ambient sounds in the wild.
Thank you, Rob. Rob Godman.
Hi all, I'm Rob Godman. I'm a composer fundamentally, also an academic, and I've been using a lot more field recordings in my work, particularly to do with experimental film over the last 3 or 4 years.
Great, thank you very much. Roger Zmerich. Hello, Roger. We can't hear you. Oh, we can't hear Roger. All right. Well, we go to the next one then. Sophie.
Hello, I'm Sophie Marriott. I'm based in Norwich. I started field recording sound to use with films and sort of artistic and experimental films, but I also do walk a lot in the countryside and do a bit of bird watching, so it's a good thing to combine with that.
Great.
Did you hear any of that?
Yes, we did. Thank you, Sophie. Thierry.
Hello, everyone. So I'm Thierry, based in Geneva, Switzerland, and I'm interested in field recording and by the concept of soundscape, and to use these recording in ambient music compositions.
Great, thank you, Thierry. Tim Green. you are muted, just so you know.
Hello everybody, sorry about that. I'm Tim Green, I live in the northeast of England in a city called Durham. My main interest is in recording natural soundscapes to build up a pool of future memories.
Thank you, Tim. William Denton.
Hello, I'm William Denton in Toronto, Canada, and I like recording soundscapes here in Toronto or outside or the city or wherever I happen to be. And sometimes I'll put some recordings up on the Appery sound maps.
Great, thank you, William. And then we go Patrick. Hello, Patrick. We can't really hear you. Hello.
Sorry.
Oh yes, I can
talking
hear
to
you.
me.
Yes, yeah. Sorry, no, we're
Okay.
just doing a random introductions. Yeah, if you want to do this quick.
Sorry,
introduction.
it was interrupted for a second, so I didn't hear my name actually.
Oh, okay, no worries.
Yeah, I'm Patrick Franke. I'm living in Berlin, and yeah, I'm focused on bioacoustics and wildlife sound. I think that's it.
Great, thank you, Patrick. An amazing international group of people tonight, which is, well, since for the last year it's been pretty international. It's always nice to hear people from Canada, Australia. We really respect you guys, just because, well, Andrew Rock always wakes up at 4 a.m. to join us. So much appreciated, guys. Cool. Well, let's listen to something today then, some wilder sounds. So we haven't had any session in the last few months, so tonight is just a catch-up to hear what the members have been up to over summer and autumn. And we will start with Sophie. What did you bring us today?
Yes, this is a very short recording of stone curlews near Minsmere in North Suffolk. Yeah. There's a heath, so heathland near Minsmere where stone curlews sort of gather before they sort of fly off and head off to Spain. This is a recording at dusk. It's just on the footpath basically by the heath, so the birds are actually quite a long way off, but their calls really echoed around the heath. Yeah, it's very short. Anyway, you can play it.
Great, thank you. Let me mute you all, guys. Mute myself and let's play it. Thank you, Sophie. A nice recording. I never recorded a stone curlew. Where did you record it again? Can you say it again, please?
Where? Sorry.
Yeah, where?
Where did I record? Yes, it's a heath just north of Minsmere, so it's a sort of sloping grassland heath, sort of south facing above Minsmere, and I believe there are a couple of nesting sites, I think, around Minsmere.
Oh, nice.
One of them, it's on the walk. If you walk from Village Heath, you do that walk to Eel's Foot pub and round Minsmere. It's on that walk.
Yeah, I think I've been. Sorry.
Sorry, you go on.
No, I've been there to record nightjars with Hans and Phil a few years ago. I didn't know there were stone curlews there. Really nice.
Yeah, I think they may be in similar sites. I'm sure. I haven't seen the nightjars or heard them.
Great. Cool. Well, if anyone has to say anything else, thank you very much, Sophie, for sending your recording. Cool. Next one up is Clive. You say a couple of words about your recording, Clive?
Hi, sorry about that.
No worries.
I got invited to go to an uninhabited island off the Isle of Tongue in July with some bird ringers who target the storm petrels there. So I went to get some storm petrel recordings, but whilst we were there, they were also interested in, well, virtually ringing any bird they could find, but they do also target the great skuas. So as I was walking around, I thought that the sound of the skuas as they dive bomb you might be worth trying to record. So I got a pair of Omnis and put them on the back of a rucksack, and then went for a walk through the great skua colony. So this is a combination of the calls and then the skuas just flying straight towards me and then veering off just as they got well, pretty close. So that's it.
Great. Let's have a listen then.
Wow.
That's amazing, Clive.
So, well, I've probably got about 15 minutes recordings of that, but a lot of it I was walking around, because if you just stood still, they wouldn't come near you. So you had to walk through the area where they were nesting. And by this stage, when I say nesting, they'd got virtually fully grown chicks, so there was no disturbance. But they just didn't want you there. So, like I say, when I'd gone in first time when they were ringing the birds, I thought I've got to try and get this recording. So as I was walking around, most of the time they were coming from behind, so I never saw them, and you just suddenly got the sound of them coming over the back of your head. But I sort of I realised that when I could see them coming at me, that the only way that I could stay still was by closing my eyes and just freezing on the spot each time I saw one coming, because it's just a natural reaction. When something that weighs about 1.25 kilos is just coming straight at your head, you can't help but duck. So I just had to close my eyes and just wait. So, I mean, they're never going to hit you, but it was quite an experience. I really enjoyed it, to be honest.
It sounds like great fun. That's amazing.
It was sound.
Amazing.
They will hit you. They will hit you.
Well, I think they're pretty close. I was lucky.
Yeah.
I tried it with them, and there were some common terms there as well, and they do the same, but they hadn't got the weight to give you that noise as they come past. So,
but the terns are renowned for bringing it, especially on the farms and places like that, and people go along away with the blood-streaked heads.
Yeah,
especially people who have a lack of facts like myself. So a stick is always a requirement. Walking around with a stick or an umbrella above your head, or a bump cap is a good use. A bump cap is also useful, or lots and lots of people who know what they're doing have baseball hats and things. So, but yeah, they will have you. And skuas have got a hook bill, so be careful.
Yeah, they're pretty savage looking. I mean, they ringed some of the chicks, and the chicks were, like I said, they're virtually fully grown, but they're beasts, to be honest.
Did you listen to Tweet of the Day this morning?
No, have they got skuas on that?
They're the one, the giant skua or something in Antarctica, and it's really, it's you wouldn't want to cross one of those.
Well, it's funny actually. We had a talk last night from the Bird Club, and the chap was talking about great skuas pursuing other birds, and I think they call it kleptoparasitism, where they chase them and make them sick and then eat what they throw up. But he was saying that this skua he was watching obviously got fed up with that, so it just attacked another gull and just drowned it in the water and then ate it whole. So they're phenomenal at killing things and eating them. So. But I was lucky, probably.
Brilliant. And how did you record it again? Sorry.
I put 2 omnis on the back of a rucksack on my back, and just that went to a MixPre 3, and then just that was it.
Brilliant.
Nothing too complex.
Sounded great, absolutely great. Now that I know that I had 2 microphones on my back, I'm gonna feel them even more dive bombing over my head when I listen back to it. Great. Thank you, Clive. Thank you for sharing.
No worries. Cheers, thanks.
Cool. Joe, you're up next.
Yes, so this next recording was taken in June on the Isle of Tiree, and it's a corn crake. And settle in, it's 2 minutes long, and if you know how a corn crake sounds, it's really, really repetitive. It's probably the equivalent to like minimalist music if you're a composer, but perhaps not as musical. So it was recorded in, so it's the easiest bird to record if you're in the right place at the right time. But you need to getting to the right place is quite difficult. There used to be like tens of thousands of corn crakes across the British Isles, but their populations were devastated by industrial farming methods, by mechanized mowing. So we really only have them now in the kind of north and northwestern extremities of Scotland, and I think there's a small pocket that's being reintroduced in Norfolk. So Sophie, you might have heard them in Norfolk. So yeah, first of all, you have to get to one of those very, very few places on the British Isles where they come back every summer to breed. And then this was taken at 2 a.m. in the morning, because what happens is the males they're called, the Latin name is crex, and that's what their call sounds like. But the best time to catch them calling is between kind of 11 p.m. and 3 a.m. in the middle of the night, where they're almost incessant. They stop for a few seconds maybe, and then they just carry on. And you hardly ever see them. They hide in the nettles or the reeds. They're almost impossible to spot. But if you walk up closer, they don't move. They just stay there. So you can get really close with your microphone. And this is an example here. This bird was probably, I couldn't see it, but it was probably only about 3 meters away from me, perhaps 3 or 4 meters, hiding in some cow parsley behind a stone wall.
All right. Well, we're gonna give it a try next year then. Cool. Thank you very much, Joe. Let's have a listen then. great. It's really, it is really electronic as a sound. Could definitely make a, well, yeah, William said we could make a beat out of it.
Yeah, electronic dance music makers out there. Get your
Yeah.
heart out. Yeah.
Exactly. But even like, I'm curious to hear it slowed down. Must be really cool.
Yeah.
Must be
Yeah.
really cool. Do you mind if I try it quickly then?
And on. No, go on.
Let's see. Slow it down at zero. I mean, by
Not 2 minutes worth, please.
It's gonna become 10 minutes now. Let's try. Oh, it sounds like a woodpecker. Okay, I was expecting something more interesting. Sorry, you were going to say something, Joe.
No, it's we are actually Yorkshire has got its own little number as well, Joe. Just to let you know.
That's it. Whereabouts are they?
Weldrake, I think, had a couple, and there's some in other places as well. So
Right.
yeah, they've been reintroduced in Yorkshire as well.
Okay, that's cool. That's cool
yeah,
because I found out quite a lot about them whilst I was doing these recordings. So my partner was helping the RSPB officer do the annual corn crake survey, which means going out in the middle of the night and listening for the calling males. And I think they counted about 300 calling males on Tyree. But
they do the same on Isla. When we were on Isla, they do the same. But the intriguing thing is that Alan and myself put overnight recordings out, and we got more that they had missed.
Right.
So yeah. So, but they are ubiquitous noise.
Yeah.
Once you've heard it for the first half an hour, you think,
yeah,
okay, I've had enough of this. So, yeah, they seem to like flag iris. And things like
yes, definitely, and nettles. Yeah, and it's difficult if you've got one at the bottom of your garden, I would imagine, in the summer, and you're having to keep the windows open at night. Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's where the shotgun comes out. Yeah.
Great. Thank you very much, Joe. Thank you for sharing. Cool. Next one up is Angel. Sorry. Are you up for it, or I think you were busy maybe? I don't remember. Oh, if Angel is not...
You said he'll be back later.
Oh, I'll be back later, yeah, okay, cool. Well, let's go to Andrew then. Andrew Rock. You're muted now. Alright.
Okay, hello.
Yes.
Depending on the order you've got them in, looks like you've got the first one.
Rufous.
Is the one I recorded in stereo with my mid-side rig, which I've got a Sennheiser 8040, but I like to keep them as a pair for other things. So I actually use my Rode NTG5 plus a Sennheiser MKH30. And I think it's working out pretty well. So this first one is a rufous whistler, and you'll understand why it's called that when you hear it. That was recorded near a big creek at Girrawheen National Park, which is southwest of Brisbane.
Great.
So there's a fair amount of ambient noise in this one, but I got a fairly clear recording of this bird, and you'll see why it's called a whistler.
Great, thank you, Andrew. I'm gonna play straight away then. does make sense why it's called Whistler. It's brilliant. Yeah, Andrew, if you were going to say anything, you were muted now. Sorry. There you go.
Okay, yeah, sorry. I think you're one of the best callers around the place.
Yeah, it's really cool. Really cool sound. And is it the same? I guess it's the same bird, the one that makes the. In between the whistles, there is some sort of like chit chat.
Yeah.
Great, amazing. Cool. And what is the next one?
And the next one. This was me fooling around. I've got a Talinga parabola, and this bird is a spotted pardalote, which is a really tiny, very pretty little bird which lives in the canopy of very tall trees. So you hardly ever see them, but you certainly hear them all the time. And so this is just its repetitive, continuous call that it makes all day.
Great. Let's have a listen then.
What I liked about that recording was I've always thought that there were just 2 notes, but I managed to pick up the 2 little chips before it, so there's actually 4 notes. So.
Yeah. It's really nice recording, really chilling recording, relaxing recording. But yeah, there are a couple of almost preparation calls here. Amazing. And this this one was the spotted pardalote.
Spotted pardalote, yeah.
Pardalote. Okay.
Very tiny.
Amazing. Absolutely lovely. Great. Thank you very much, Andrew, for sharing your recordings. They were lovely. I love the Whistler.
Thank you.
The Whistler was really nice.
Sure, spring down there this time of year, though, isn't it? So.
Yes.
Yeah.
They were in spring. They were just a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, it's as we're sort of getting ready. Well, we're listening out for every robin we can hear and things, and you've got everything waiting up and coming round. It's a bit different. Yeah. Brilliant stuff. Yeah. And you've got the godwits. They were saying on the radio tonight that the world record for continuous flight by a bird or a godwit was 12,500 kilometres, I think. It's
really
headed off towards New Zealand, from Canada all the way down to New Zealand. Got to almost to New Zealand and had to turn around and go back and ended up in Australia. 12,500 kilometres. Yeah. It's quite a long way to keep flying without stopping. Apparently 50% of its weight when it leaves home is fat, and by the time it gets there, it's pretty well used it all.
How long does it take to fly 12,000 miles?
They didn't say that, but they said they flew at something between an average of about 60k an hour, 50 to 60k an hour. So it's a long while, isn't it?
Yeah.
I read about it. They say 9 days.
9 days.
Over the Pacific.
Yes.
Wow. 9 days. Yeah, without stopping. Or even a break. Yeah, it's pretty crazy. Pretty crazy. Wow. Cool. Thank you, Andrew, again. And next one up is Paul. Hello, Paul.
Yes, thank you. Do you want to put a little gap between those? Because I'll probably have to introduce each one.
Alrighty. Let me put it
separately.
Should I? Okay, cool. Let me just do it because I've got a picture with it.
Yeah, while you're doing that, I was trying to do some knot-winging in the garden and wasn't getting anything, or no birds anyway. This was early part of September, and what I was getting were some bats, plus a few other things which I couldn't recognise. So I resorted to buying myself a new bat detector. So I got myself an echo meter from Wildlife Acoustics. It's about 2 centimeters square, and it just plugs into your phone or your iPad, whatever, and just download the application and start recording, and it identifies the species for you. Well, SOSAE identifies the species for you. I think currently they do North America, Britain and Europe, and Southeast Asia as for identification. Anyway, I stuck this out in the garden and recorded for a couple of hours each night for a couple of weeks. And by the end of September, I'd got 10 species of bat in the garden, or flying over the garden, which I thought was quite good. But I had also got a few species which I still couldn't identify. And I wasn't sure whether they were bat or insect. So it took me about another month to sort of track things down. So we'll start with the first one, and this is brown long-eared bat.
Yeah.
And you can see that it's got a slight echo at the top, so it's a sort of double note. And this seems to be characteristic of the species. And the bright bit is at 20 kilohertz, and the times on the bottom, you can see that this is pretty quick. These have been slowed down 1/8 speed. So if you want to have a go at the first one, please, Axel.
Yes.
So they're fairly short. So this is Kaleidoscope, which is Wildlife Acoustics' own software, and it's specifically made for bat acoustics, which is really useful. You can slow it down about 3 different speeds, and you can add all sorts of metadata to it. If you actually cough up 300 quid, it will identify them for you as well. But it can be quite a bit of fun just sitting there scratching your head and trying to work out which species you're looking at. Right, if you go to the next one, please, Axel.
Yes. Should be here. Here we go. Is the nutter.
Right, so this looks quite different. You can see that the frequencies go from 20 up to 120. And this is a Natura's bat. It's a lot quicker. The spacing between the calls is a lot narrower. So, yeah, you play this one, please.
Yes.
Yes, William asked, how is it bringing it down to hearing range? It's slowing it down. So this is what it looks like on the screen, but all the actual audio software slows it down so you can actually hear it.
How are they producing all those frequencies at once?
Sorry?
How are they producing all those frequencies at once?
I don't know. They're a bat. Sorry,
of course.
Yeah, they produce the frequencies in the whole range because they need to know where they're going. They're talking to each other and they're trying to locate the food. So they operate a descending note each time, and you measure that in octaves per second, the rate of descent. So there you go.
Some of them are straight, some of them are bent. If you look at, if you go on to the next one, number 3.
Pipistrels are bent.
Yeah, and this one, the next one we go to, if Axel can find it.
Yep.
That's nocturnal, which you haven't really zoomed in far enough for it, which you can't do because it's an image. But that's bent as well, although it may not actually look like it from here. But it's a lot shorter. When you hear it, it's more of a tuck, tuck, tuck. So if you play this one.
Yes.
Yeah, nocturals are open country bats, and they're incredibly loud because they have to throw their echolocation a long way before it hits anything to bounce back. So they shout out in the open country. Right, if you go to...
Sorry, the nocturals known, if you play that in real time, it's the chip chop.
Yeah, that's on that's a heterodyne bat detector. You'll hear that. This is full frequency, so you don't get the same same effect. With a heterodyne, it only listens to 10 hertz and in one go, so it doesn't. Here you've got from 10 to 75 kilohertz, so you're listening to the full frequency range, whereas on a heterodyne you only listen from 15 to 25, and you tend to get a more concentrated sound, and you tend to get the chop 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 of nocturnal bats and serentine, which will do the same. If you go to 4, please, Axel.
Yes. Yep, sorry. Here we go.
Right, here you can actually see the first 3 close ones. That is a pipistrel's social call at around 20 kilohertz, and then the 3 notes after that are nocturnal, so you can actually see they are reverse Ds. So if you'd like to play that one, you'll hear
Yes.
the difference between them. So you've got the first three, and that's the social call. That was one of the calls. That one. Yeah. I was hearing on using the audio moth, and I couldn't work out what on earth the thing was. If you listen to it on a heterodyne bat detector, it's a buzz. And I got these sort of three little notes, and it sounded quite different. And it threw me for ages. And it took me quite a bit of time to dig out some bat books to actually identify that one.
And when you're doing the overnight recordings, especially in September and early October, most nights it's just bat.
Yeah.
All the time. I always thought they were all pipistrelles I record because
if you
don't know,
depending what frequencies you can.
Well, it's mainly social code because if you limit to 48K, then you're only going to get anything around 20 kilohertz. If
you might get nocturals coming through, so it's worth looking for those too. Sort of the reverse D. I'm not sure whether Tarantine go up that far. I can't remember all the.
I literally only think I've got pips, but I have done up a couple of hours of 192, but you run out of cord very quickly. I think mainly it's pipistrelles, but I've never heard this. This is why I was puzzled by this idea of multiple frequencies all simultaneous, because that doesn't make sense. Anyway, carry on.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure how they do it, but yeah. If you go to the next one, yep.
Yes, here we go.
Right. This is sort of one of the puzzling ones that I started getting. The top row are soprano pipistrelles. They were only discovered back in the 80s, 1980s. You can see that the frequency is roughly 55 kilohertz. Common pipistrelles are 45 kilohertz. So there's 10 or 100, wherever it is, I don't know, kilohertz difference. The bottom fuzzy bit, that's a cone head, which is a type of bush cricket. And I hope that is long-winged conehead, but I am happy to be corrected. So if you want to play that one.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, just before you do that, it's interesting that this one I actually recorded on a farm about 5 miles up the road from where I live. And hardly most of the pipistrelles I recorded there were common pipistrelles, whereas the pipistrelles I record in the garden and down by the River X, that's about 1 kilometre away, are all soprano. So it's almost totally reversed. Just a few miles up the road, it's gone from one soprano and loads of common to here I've got probably 80% soprano and 20% common. Yeah, sorry, you may carry on now.
Alrighty.
Right. And number 6.
Here we go.
Right. If you ever go back detecting in the summer months, you get drowned out by crickets. And I'd actually identified these incorrectly. The big bright blobs are dark bush crickets, and just after 1 second in, there's a little spike, and that is a speckled bush cricket. No, second one, that's it. No, to your right, to your right, to your right. Whoa, that's it. That's a speckled bush cricket. And I kept on hearing these things, and I could not work out whether it was a bat, an insect, or whatever. And that really got me confused for some time. And in fact, it was the Norfolk Bat Survey, which I put on the WSRS forum, that actually enabled me to identify what that was. Yeah, if you'd like to play it, please, Axel.
Of course.
The dark bush crickets can drown out any hope of hearing bats. They are quite loud in the hedgerows in summer. Right, number 7. That's right, there's only one more after this. Yeah, this is a long-winged conehead, again, on its own. Yeah, if you'd just like to play it.
Okay.
Yeah, we have short-winged coneheads as well, and there is a slight difference in the frequencies, and I haven't worked out which one's quite which yet. For this one, I'm actually managed to identify the insect. And number 8.
Okay. Here it is.
Right, this one, while we're doing a rewilding project, and while I was stomping around fields trying to identify the birds, spotted a rather fat, brightly coloured bush cricket. But unfortunately, I didn't have time to look at it properly. So I went back, and that's why I got sort of interested in some of the other bush crickets going on there as well. And this one's Roselle's bush cricket, and it is new for the area. I can't find any records currently for this part of Devon. So this is a quite a good record. So if you'd like to play that one, please, Axel.
Yes. Sounds almost like a grasshopper warbler.
Yeah, only that it's just above hearing.
Yeah, that's a really good point. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I did when Simon did his field craft session in Norfolk. There was some across the road from where we were staying, and that was it 10 years ago. I could actually hear them. I can't hear them now. But they started off in Kent, or southeast England, up until about the 70s or 80s, I think, and then suddenly it just exploded, and they're slowly moving north and moving west. I think they're up in Yorkshire now, and they're just starting to creep into Devon, which is southwest England.
Nice.
Right, that's me.
Paul, thank you very much for the in-depth session. That was brilliant. So much to know about the ultrasonic range that we don't know really, or at least, you know, unless you have played around with recording at higher frequencies and slow them down, you wouldn't know. So yeah, it's amazing. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Kaleidoscope is free. If you do have any bats or insects or anything for that matter, it is, once you've got your head around it, quite easy to use, and does seem to do a really good job at slowing stuff down.
Great.
I'll give it a go if you're into that.
Definitely. Thank you very much, Paul. So
okay.
You do say they slow us down, so it doesn't work like a heterodyne, so it doesn't work on.
No, it's full frequency. So, okay. If it's 100 and the Natras goes from 120 down to 25 or something, and when it plays it plays the full frequency. Whereas the heterodyne only picks out 10 kilohertz, and you have to tune it to listen to which 10 kilohertz you want to listen to.
Yeah, makes sense.
The echo meter, which is what I use to record all this with, when you plug it into your phone or tablet, you can actually listen to them in live, either in real time or in heterodyne. So you've got the choices then on how you actually want to listen to it.
Brilliant.
It does identify them to a degree. If you've got a really good signal and you've got a pipistrelle flying by, it'll actually identify it correctly. But if it's got social calls, it has no chance at all. It's not geared up to listen to the social calls. It just doesn't identify them. And crickets, and it doesn't do anything with either. But some of the other species, it'll give you a good idea of what they are. So if you are into bats, it might be worth considering looking at one. Right. Next.
Paul, I had someone lend me a. Sorry, can you hear me?
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
Yes. Hi. Hello. Yeah. So someone lent me one this summer as well. One echo meter. I believe the same one you were using there.
Yeah.
And I found doing it in real time, it will record. You know, you just half an hour, you will end up with so many records. And yeah, maybe identify maybe less than half of them, no?
Yeah,
and
yeah. You spend several hours afterwards sitting there scratching your head, and once you've got your eye in, admittedly, it was the pipistrelle social call that threw me. Hearing it in real time opposed to in heterodyne. That's in fact when I switched it, it suddenly clicked what it was, because you have the ability to switch it over, and then that helped considerably, because my old bat detector is heterodyne. And that's what I've been used to listening to. But having the ability for bat calls to be identified, certainly it picked out the two species of pipistrelle. It has no problem with those. It does have a problem if both fly past at the same time. Nocturals, serentine, and I had lesser horseshoe fly over as well, and it picked that up as well. Some of the myotis bats, natteras, whiskered, they all look so similar. I need an expert to verify whether it has identified them correctly. The first night I had, I put it out. I got barbastelle. Now barbastelle is one of Britain's rarest bats, and I thought, yeah, okay. No, it's like your first stage bird watching, and you end up with a sort of Pallas's reed bunting or something. It's absolutely ridiculous. I don't know. I've looked at it since, and it does look right, but I wouldn't like to claim it at all.
Well, that's brilliant what you did there. Thanks so much. And with the insects as well, yeah.
Yeah. Well, I might do a more batty one. I haven't had time this week, but I might do some more batty ones for a future one if people are interested.
Yes, please.
Great. Thank you very much, Paul. That was brilliant.
I'm no expert, by the way.
Oh, you sound like one now. Great. Cool. After this really interesting session on bats and crickets, let's go to Sweden, I guess, with Helge. Helge, you have to unmute yourself, just a reminder. Helge?
Yes.
Hello. Yeah, I've got your video here, if you want to say a couple of things about your video.
Yes, I will show a short movie with a herd of black fallow deer in heat in the wild, close to our house. It was shot some days on Saturday morning, a week ago, using a Panasonic VH4 and a Leica Panasonic Telesong. The distance to the herd is around 350 meters, and it's 6:30 in the morning. In the first 40 seconds, you hear sound coming from the inbuilt GH4 mic, and there is a severe noise disturbance between 28 and 40 seconds. Please watch out for that. It's very, very disturbing. After that, there is no noise disturbance, but a fairly strong sound from wind in the trees in the background, which are the trees are 500 meters away. And here I used the Telenga parabole and with the wind screen. Yes, I think it's rather unusual to have such a morning recording in the wild with both movie and sound. I don't know, but here it is anyway.
Thank you, Helge. Let's play it back then. Great, thanks Helge. That's brilliant. It's yeah, it's not, you don't always find recordings with a video, sync to video. You are muted, by the way, if you wanted to say anything. Yeah, I think it was also interesting that at the beginning you have this really the usual sound that you hear when you watch videos on YouTube of behaviors of microphones coming from, you know, microphones, built-in microphones from camera, and then having an actual parabole or something that is, you know, trying to capture a better better quality recording, which I think is great. Hello.
Thank you.
Yeah. Cool. Has anyone else recorded? Oh yeah, well, I do have actually another recording soon. I think of deer.
Those. So I'd like to ask a question.
Yep. Go ahead, Phil.
Okay, sorry, I'm getting attacked by a cat. Okay. So these like I said, the female fellow deer, they are communicating back when he grunts, or is that a common thing with other deer as well? Anyone knows that? Like, for example, red deer, do the females vocalize back? Don't know anything like that.
Helge, do you have an answer for that?
I didn't really got the question. I'm sorry.
So that you could hear in the video that when the stag of the fallow deer was grunting, the females were kind of squeaking. I don't know if other deer do that as well, other species in a similar way. I don't know.
No, I don't know. No, I don't know.
I'm not sure either. Anyone?
Did you really hear that in the video?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, what? Okay. No. That's great. I'll check it another one. Another way.
Once I think Gunton Deer Park, and they were doing that there as well. Some fallow deer that were also squeaking, kind of the females as well.
Okay.
Yeah, I did. I personally recorded. You can hear in various recordings of other people. Also, I personally recorded fallow deer, and they have females make this noise, this sort of call, high pitched call. I don't know if red deer.
I've not yet made a spectrogram of it from this video. This was just a week ago, but I'll really have a look at that to see if I can identify the females.
Yeah, mine is not good enough. Cool. Well, if no one can answer Phil's question about red deer, Helge, thank you very much for sharing. Much appreciated. Bernd, I've got your recordings here. Would you like to say anything about them?
Yes, we just heard a fallow deer. Now I've got a red deer for you.
Great. Which one is it? Because I got 3 of them. Raw deer.
Yes, that's it, yes.
This one? Great. Do you want to say anything else about the recording, where it's been taken and what kind of equipment you used?
I nowadays use a Mix Pre 3 and a pair of Röde NT1As. And it's recorded in the middle of Schleswig-Holstein, which is the northernmost county in Germany. It's a woodland area with a meadow inside where the red deer get gathered for display.
Great. Let me share it. Okay, cool. Let's have a listen then. Bernd, this is just amazing.
Yeah, thank you. As this record was not slowed down, you can judge it by the crickets in the foreground. It's just the echo from the surrounding woodland.
That was incredible. Yeah, the echo and everything. And how many red deer were there? I don't know. Could you see them?
Yes, I think 5 males.
Yeah.
And last year I counted 120 altogether with females, of course. But this year about 40, 50 red deer altogether. Not so much males as in other years.
Absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. Amazing recording.
Thank you.
I love the whole acoustics and the whole, the acoustic sound. Yeah, like I was at the beginning, I also thought it was slowed down. But then, no, it's crazy.
I waited there until night, until all the photographers were gone, because my microphones are very sensitive. When I was taking my motorbike closest a couple of meters away, it was on the record. So you have to, you need absolute quiet conditions.
Yeah. Amazing. Absolutely amazing. Great.
Next one?
Yes, next one is Ziegenmelker.
Yeah, do you know what it is?
No.
It's a night yard, and the name Ziegenmelker means that this bird sucks the milk from goats.
Okay.
Ancient people thought they would do so.
Okay.
But of course, it's a night yard, and on this recording, the flight calls, the song, of course, and the wing flapping are included.
Great.
Enjoy.
Amazing. Thank you. Angel, did you want to say anything? Because I saw you unmuted yourself.
Yes, a question about back on the red deer there, Brent. What was the location? You said the forest. Any specific type of forest, or was there mountains, or because the echo is quite special.
In northern Germany, we almost have no mountains.
Right.
It's flat land, forest, of course, and there's a meadow with a wild running river, and the place where they come out in the afternoon at night is just a meadow where in other times cows are grazing, so nothing special.
So that's the forest echoing all the trees, echoing that beautiful long river.
From the
That's
surrounding forest, yes.
Yeah, lovely. Is it pine? What type of trees is it? Deciduous or?
Oh, deciduous.
Like evergreen pines?
No, the needle, the one with
the needle ones. Yes, like a plantation almost.
Yes.
Kind of, yeah. Lovely.
Great. Let's listen to the next recording then. Thank you. Nice. You brought me back to June.
That was in June, yes.
Was it June? Oh yeah, here we go. Yeah,
Yes.
it was actually June. Yeah, amazing. Nice, nice ambience also. Nice movements.
Yes, in the background there are natterjack toads.
Sorry.
In the background, you could hear natterjack toads.
Oh, I don't know this one what it is.
The natterjack toad.
Ah, okay.
Yes.
All right. I didn't notice that. Amazing.
I went out. I've been out bird ringing this year with a group, and we've been catching nightjars. They're just as amazing to hold in the hand to look at as the call.
Wonderful birds, yes.
They're beautiful. They're so strange to look at, and so long winged. But yeah, it was a great experience.
I was lucky to see one sitting in front of me on the ground in not so black night, so I was able to see it through the binoculars.
Yeah.
Nice. Cool. Bernd, I got another recording from you. What is it?
Yes, it's the same location. In spite of I haven't seen the animals, I think they are field crickets.
Okay. Should I play back?
It's the same location.
Same location. Okay.
Like the nightjars, yes.
All right. Let's have a
Some
listen.
hours earlier.
Nice, like a cricket's binaural beat. Massaging my head. That was really nice. In the same.
Next time I leave the windscreen where it belongs.
Sorry.
I say next time I leave the windscreen where it belongs to.
Oh, yeah, you moved it. Okay. Well, but they are such in a high frequency, so you could probably just remove the low end with an EQ, with Should,
I didn't do it because of the blackbird in the background.
Ah, okay. Very nice, really nice. Was it literally the same exact position of the nightjar, or did you move the rig?
Well, not the same area. It's the Lüneburger Heide. It's a heathland south of Hamburg.
Okay.
And I took a strategy. It was the day where soccer play was announced, and everybody was at home on the television, and I took the opportunity to have a quiet place.
Nice. Well planned.
Yes.
Great. Amazing. Thank you very much, Bernd, for sharing. Really nice recordings.
Thank you.
Great. So who else do we have? We have I have Fabian, which just sent me a recording, but I don't think I have any Fabian now online with us. Don't I? No. But let me check just quickly if I had maybe a description of it. Okay, yes, I have a description. Here's an example of my main wildlife recording occupation this year. Beavers here with their 2-week-old kits inside the lodge, recorded last May. All the best from Austria. Let's have a listen. That was a lovely recording. I never heard personally kits before, but they sounded really cute. I think Angel agrees with me.
Yes. Fantastic.
Really adorable. Really adorable.
Yeah.
Cool. I would love to know
Did
more.
he say?
Sorry.
Did he say in the email whether he was very close to the what do you call it, where they live?
No, he didn't say anything else, so I have no clue.
No,
which
just
is a mystery.
right.
I'm gonna have to send him a message, and then I'm gonna post the answer on the forum. But yeah, this was brilliant. I guess they were pretty crows. Sounds pretty intimate. Pretty.
Mm-mm.
So, yeah. Cool. Well, thank you, Fabian, for sending over your recording. And we got one last recording from Mr. David Meller, who said blackcap piping, then gives full song. Spent 3 weeks on and off recording this bird. Local farmer has a field which is a huge amphitheater. A cloudburst had caused a landslide. Cool. This was off the beaten track. Let's have a listen then. lovely. There was a nice. I love blackcap, so one of my favorites in Europe, honestly. I don't know when he recorded it though. I think he may be recorded. Let me check if I've got some more information.
Sounds like a late summer thing to me.
Sorry? Oh yeah.
Sounds like a late summer thing to me.
It was 21st of June at 7 a.m. So early summer. North Yorkshire. DPA 400s in parabolic to mix pre-3. So the end of the spring. Well, summer I would say.
Early summer.
Cool. Nice. Thank you very much, David, for sharing as usual. And then I've got your recording, Ian.
I just threw that in just as what we were talking about earlier about the fallow. This is obviously from years ago, so it's not this year.
Alrighty.
It might be. It just might be interesting for
the crowd.
What we were talking about there, yeah.
Cool. Any other information? How did you record it?
Sorry, I switched off the mic. It's the quad rig. It was on one of our weekends down in Norfolk in at Holcombe Hall. Yeah, it was just brilliant. Just an evening when there might be a bit of people around or not. I just grabbed a bit out of the middle of the recording, but I did it just to get the female fallow, so you can hear that as well as the male. But yeah, the quad rig into stereo.
Great. Thank you, Ian. Let's have a listen.
So if we manage to sort the record the weekend out for next year, that's hopefully the sort of thing we might be able to get if we get to the right weekend or right period of time in October. That's what we're aiming for this coming year. So
what is the frequency they're calling there? Because it's really, really low, no? Or the fundamental, I would say, of the red deer.
That's fallow.
Is it fallow, that one?
That's fallow deer.
Oh, okay.
There is
But
a red
still,
in the background, very distant background, but
right.
that is fallow deer.
It's fallow. The red was noticeably.
Oh yeah, much deeper.
Lower. Yeah.
Oh, much lower, yeah.
But that's 200, no, 250, 500. $250.
But it was more to get the females call that you can hear that like you were saying earlier, that they seem to sort of respond
You can hear that there?
Yeah, the yelping noise. If you.
All right.
I couldn't hear it, and I couldn't see it with certainty on the spectrogram either.
There.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. Yeah. The females are quite. It's quite a strange sound, and but they were quite loud as well. But, obviously not as loud as bass as the males. Why don't you whisper a bit louder?
What's going on?
I don't know. Somebody's whispering in the background. And it's one of these sort of. It sounds like a stage whisper, you know.
Are you okay, Axel?
Axel, are you still there?
I think we've lost the.
Oh, sorry, guys. Sorry.
Mic, no?
Yes, here I am.
Yeah.
Here I am. Yeah, I was talking to myself for the past 5 minutes.
Well, you got sensible answers then.
I just have a new thing now that I can control my microphone muted, unmuted, and I just have to get used to it. I already muted myself twice tonight. I did a couple of monologues.
Or not controlling it.
Control them, not controlling. No, I was saying, how do you call the call of the female? Is there a name for it?
I don't have a clue.
Because I tried to Google quickly, but I couldn't find it. Anyone? What is female fallow deer called? No, it's just a fawn. Okay, we know. No.
I can offer a German name. It's Mahnen.
Mahlen.
Mahnen.
Mahnen. Okay. I wouldn't know how to spell it really to put it in a translator.
Could be from hunter's speech.
It's a doe for a female fallow deer.
What did you say?
It's a doe for a female fallow deer, buck for a male. Whereas in red deer, it's stag and hind.
But these are the names of. This is the name, but what is the call? Name, because the buck grunts, but the female.
In Sweden,
the actual sound.
Yeah, the actual sound.
For the doe.
Squeak.
Squeak. Okay. Yeah, I thought it was a cool name, like I don't know, another cool name.
Bellow and squeak.
Okay.
Sounds like something you're going to eat.
Yeah, isn't it? You're gonna find it.
Bubble. Yeah.
That's bubble and squeak.
Oh, that'll do.
Fried potatoes and cabbage.
Great. Cool. Well, we don't have any more recordings to play, guys. So, or bleed. Is it a bleed? Hazel, do you think it's a bleed? No.
Actually, there's one. The sounds I sent, I couldn't.
Oh yes.
Talk earlier.
Yes. Yeah. I've got them here.
They're towards the beginning there. Yeah.
I have them here. They are. Cool. So we got something else to listen to. Let's go for it. Tell us something.
Yes, it's at some point in the summer, too late. I was looking. Suddenly, I needed corn crake sounds for a couple of things. So it was all quite sudden, and I thought, what a better good occasion to try and get it myself. And so sending a few emails around and having heard the guys in Rathlin Island. I'm in Northern Ireland, and there's been a project in an island right in the north of Northern Ireland, which they've seen some corn crake come back in recent years. So I contacted those guys, and they were, busy and not necessarily the straightforward. But I got an email back from someone who was taking a boat to Colonsay, which is an island it's a Hebridean island of Scotland, and it's a 4-hour boat from the north of Ireland. You pass, it's between Islay and Mull. It's a smaller island, beautiful small island. So I went there hoping, but as Joe said, I believe earlier, gotta be there at the right time and in the right place. It was the right place, but the wrong time. Too late for the corn crake by a good 2 weeks. So I got to walk around the island, and I got to see amazing things I've never seen before or heard, in fact. And amongst them were these two sounds. I also, the boat was a charter boat, so I had lots of photographers, and they were going off because the main thing for them was to photograph the white-tailed eagles in the island. So saw them and heard them, amazing birds, but then I saw one with a rabbit or something. I mean, it had in its claws, and it dropped it, and it was a rabbit. I went to the rabbit. I left a mic there, hoping to have something come back to it, but they called us all back to the boat. They had to go and this and that. There was a whole kerfuffle. I had to recover everything. Anyway, it was a bit frustrating for some, but I got these two things I've never heard before. If you want to them, it's a bit noisy because it's a small island. There's a lot of sea around. So
right. Cool. Let's have a listen then.
Colonsay. Yeah.
I know the second one, but what was the first one?
Yeah, the first one was it's a sparrowhawk chicks actually, and they were very close. There was the nest of the white-tailed eagle, and they had chicks as well. And but it was in a very dense kind of, which I guess was good. Nobody could mess around because there's not many people, but there's a few tourists dropping by in that island. But next to them was this little small pine forest again, and there was this just spend a morning there lying down on the floor of the forest, and these sparrowhawks were just playing around and chasing each other. And yeah, it was a first for me. Lovely, quick little birds, well, not so little, but yeah. and the second, yes, it's the grasshopper warbler. And this was in the night. Managed to stay there for a night, and just before packing up for the night, I wanted to wake up fairly early to go to the bottom of the island, because there's another RSPB reserve at the bottom of the island. In fact, it's another island. It's Colonsea and Oronsea, and when the tide is low, you can walk to Oronsea. And there's only, I think, RSPB and researchers living there, RSPB staff, maybe a farm. But yeah, in the night at 10:30, I started hearing this thing. I thought it's the electricity pole or something. And yeah, it was a bird. Someone that was with me explained. And yeah, it was. I remember. Hazel, if you're still there, in the summer, or also at some point you had the nightjar, and you're calculating Hazel was calculating the speed, or how many, I suppose the speed of the call, no?
Yeah.
And I counted this the other day. I believe I counted 25 per second of those, small. But if you zoom in like you did there, I think there's more to it than, as always, than meets the ear. Yeah.
Yeah, obviously like two of them here, and my spectrum is not great. Yeah.
So I think there's 25 of those double units there per second, and the Niger, I believe, was 26. So the Niger wins. But what's the other one that was really quick? Anyone can remember I can't remember now. But there's another one that is very, very quick.
I recorded a river warbler that was really quick, but I'm not sure it's that quick.
Yeah. No, I was thinking really another one, but
Savage is pretty quick, isn't it?
The Savage warbler.
Savage, yeah.
Is it the thing of warblers then? And well, the Niger.
It's all the that type, the Leucosta or whatever they're called. So they're basic, grasshopper warbler, savage, river warbler. They all use that same. The thing is that they, like the savage and the river just. Well, the savage, I did a 10-minute recording and it just didn't stop. I think river warblers have done like half an hour or even longer. They just keep going all night.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah, they just so they're doing that for a long period of time. At least with the grasshopper warbler, it does shut up after a bit.
Yeah.
But But just like the corn crake, though, they have the same ability to sort of almost throw their voice. They will turn their head. And the sound sort of fades and comes back again as they actually look at you or look away from you.
Confusing
it's a weird thing.
Confusing to point at them with the in this case with the parabolic.
Yeah. But they usually sort of sit sort of 2/3 the way up a little bush or a branch or something. I don't know about I've never been to Colonsea or anything, but yeah, it's brilliant to see. But the reason you get the two notes because they obviously have a different mechanism of producing sound than we do. So that's how they get actually produce 4 notes because they can go in while they're breathing in and out on the two sides. They can actually produce almost like 4 notes at the same time.
Oh wow!
So that's why you can get the difference. That's why I was intrigued by the bats earlier. Creating these multiple frequencies yeah, brilliant. Yeah, it's good to hear it though, isn't it? That middle of the night and
yes, 10:30 was.
Oh no, not really night then, because up there in that sort of
it was.
It doesn't really. Well, if it's a bit later on, but in sort of May time or June,
No, it was late.
Yeah, quite dim but not dark, and yeah.
It's
good. Good.
Nice.
The other one that was quite fast is the skylark. I think I counted once. It was, or at least, yeah, it competes. It competes up there.
It is pretty
with
fast,
these guys.
yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
And the thing about a skylark is it's flying at the same time.
Yeah, I know, yeah.
Yeah.
Impressive.
Crazy. Cool.
Yeah, Hazel says 26.5.
26.5.
For the Niger.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, so this second set here of recordings is a neighbor got in touch because they had a screech, a bird screech they've been hearing for 5 years, and it was always in between, September and November, this kind of screeching sound, and they just didn't know what it was. The closest they got was honey buzzard on a YouTube kind of, one of those videos with lots of calls. And so I was really keen to come around and maybe set up an audio moth, which is what I did. And the first recording is what he sent me, this neighbor of mine, Andy, and it's what he sent me. And as you will hear probably, it does sound quite bird-like. And I mean, I had no idea what it was because my experience is limited. But then I left the audio modes, retrieved, and it was much clearer. And you can hear it on the second recording clearly what it is. So I'll leave those. The third recording is something that came out as well in the audio modes. And I don't know what it is. I have an idea, but I wondered if anyone here would be able to help. So yeah, if you want to play them, they're quite short. Just three recordings.
All right.
Audio moth, except the first one.
All right.
Yeah, so
Tell us.
Patrick Franke, thank you very much. I had that was my guess, but I'm glad I guessed close. Well, the first two is back on the theme of deer. In this case, sika deer, and the sound, if you were to hear it far away and without limited experience, you could think it's a bird. I certainly didn't know what it was. So, but yeah, after leaving the other mouse, it's very clear that you can hear the whole body there. So, but very cool. I think a very cool sound coming from such a big animal. It's called a tri-whistle, apparently, if I'm not wrong. Yeah, and sika deers.
Great.
Quite a lot around here.
Never heard one, but they sound really cool. They must make an amazing, with the reverberation also, they sound really exotic.
Yes, very, very, very nice. I mean, I didn't get the chance to record it better than the audio moth, but at least it's clear now what it is.
Yeah.
And the third one, Wimbrel, then. That's great.
Yeah, Patrick confirmed.
That's very cool because, yeah, I was following curlew as well all this summer, and the Wimbrow, no, is a close relative, and I think from what I understand they're even rarer, no, the Wimbrow, or in these islands.
Well, they don't breed. They breed some breed in this country, but not many. They're
right.
mainly migrant through. You can get good roosts of them. Around here, there's a place just off the M6 near Preston called Brockles, and you can get up to 300 in April. But they're all migrants. But that is a good, not big sign. Patrick, he's a migrant man, and
right.
That is a good sound to hear on the not big recordings.
Yeah.
But
well, that is a night. I don't think that time is there, but I believe that was midnight or
the
Wimbrow. Yeah. So they like to migrate in the night, or is that just?
I honestly can't say they don't migrate in the day. Patrick will know better than I will.
Right.
But because you don't hear them in the day very much, but they just feed up in the day. I don't know, but they are. I mean, we get them in the winter, and they move through down through us in either direction. But they're they breed up on the northern islands as well. I'm just doing a river warbler count, and I've got to 18 in a second. So that's.
It's not good. Not good.
Third bronze medal.
Go for Savage Wobbler next.
Wimbrels in autumn fly direct. They were doing some tracking from Iceland, and they found that majority of the Iceland breeding population fly directly to Africa in one hop. Whereas on the spring migration, they tend to call in, break it up, and come into Britain and then fly on to Iceland. But on the way back, they just do one hop. With Sika deer, they're crossbreeding with red deer, and that's quite common throughout Britain now. In fact, in some places, it's difficult to find purebred red deer now. They've all interbred with Sika, and the red deer are now a bit squeaky compared with how they used to be.
Who's gone squeaky? Sorry, the
red deer have because the Sika deer are high frequency rut. Red deer are more of a bellow, and the red deer are now going up in frequency because of the crossbreeding with the Sika.
Oh wow. The Sika, from what I was reading, they also have a grown, no, or in fact, in the recordings I made, there was also sometimes very low bellows, but some of them could have probably been cows, but some of them didn't sound. It sounded a bit more exaggerated than a cow, or it was a very very vocalizing cow, but it sounded more like a I don't know, almost crying, plaintive, lament, but low in a Sika. So, but they certainly don't do those grunty, do they, Paul? Do they do the grunts? They don't, do they? The Sika.
Paul, that was aimed at you.
Paul? Paul's gone.
Paul is gone. Paul is gone. He's still around. He's still here. Let me ask him to unmute. Come on, Paul. No, he's not.
Sorry, I hadn't realised I'd muted myself. Sorry, what was the question?
That if the sika they have a more of a bellowing as well sound, no, or a groan, but not necessarily a grunt.
I think the hinds or cows, whatever they are, probably have a bark similar to a red deer.
Right.
But I've never there are some down here in Devon, but I've never heard them. I've never got close enough to them. I have enough problems getting close to red deer, let alone sika. They tend to be more farmed anyway, but unfortunately they do escape, and that's when they start crossbreeding with reds.
Interesting. Very good. I'll dig those low ones. I mean, and maybe post them on the forum. See if you think it's a cow or not.
So that maybe I know they have appeared in sound magazines in the past. So there may be some people out there that have got more experience in recording sika.
Super.
Cool. All right. Then, well, this is the end. We don't have any more recordings. But
Axel, I just drop you this. You can do a bit of a count up on this one if I get it to you. So keep wittering for a minute, and I'll get this email to you.
Okay. I'm gonna keep chatting random stuff. It was a great. I'm just gonna talk slowly. It was a great session, I think, and thank you for patience, everyone. It has been quite long months, but yeah, we're back now. We're gonna back doing it every month instead of twice per month, just because of time constraints and life in general, which is always busy, even though we prefer not to. But yeah, that was a great session. Does anyone want to add anything? I'm just throwing the ball to anyone if they want to say anything while Ian tries to send me over something.
I don't know whether you want to ask if people want to have particular themes, or
good point.
Projects in the future. Any requests
good
that
point.
We may be able to help with people.
Yeah, so there are two things that we want to do. First of all, well, we keep doing the listening sessions every month streamed, so having themes for the streaming sessions would be great, or any sort of things you will be interested to listen to hear and discuss. Please send us an email, and we are always more than welcome to get suggestions of themes or anything to talk about. It's a we are a society. We are more than happy to discuss. I'm more than happy to take information from the old guard and all their knowledge. So please help me to grab as much knowledge as possible from them, because there is a lot of knowledge. And one other thing that we want to do is maybe every 2 months doing a workshop over the weekend, possibly maybe on Saturday. Like it would be a physical workshop, but we do it online. It's something that we've been talking about for quite a while now, but we never really managed to get it up and running. We started doing the active learning sessions, which are cool, but it's a bit doing twice per month can become quite overwhelming if you want to be consistent. So instead we could organize some workshops on different things to do online, from software to fieldcraft to examples or anything that could be useful. We did the DAW sessions. They could even be every 2 months we do 1 day, and we split the day in 2 hours of more techy stuff and 2 hours of more fieldcraft biological stuff, which could be interesting for anyone. of different backgrounds. So if you got any idea, any proposal, just please let me know. I'm more than happy to, you know, pass the ball to someone else to do the actual workshop rather than me running it. So please, if you want to come up with anything else, if you got any other question. Oh, Rosanna says, can we have a session for beginners? What kind of beginners though, Rosanna? Beginners of...
We're all beginners.
We're all beginners, yeah. We always learn. So it depends what... tell us what, you know, your requests are. Tech. All right. Yes. We can talk for days about tech. Don't worry. We're gonna do more tech. I also know, I think maybe dividing in you know 2 hours and 2 hours, 2 hours tech and 2 hours of how to actually get the recordings. Because if you know the tech, if you're a master of the tech, then you would actually also like to know where to find the cool things to record. So we could have a day split into like that. But please, yes, let us know what you would like to know, and we're just gonna organize it because we're cool kids. Cool. I talked enough, and now we've got. Here we go, Ian. We've got a recording.
Just play a bit of it.
Okay.
Okay, all right. That might not sound much, but stop it and then zoom right in.
Okay. Yeah.
Keep going. Right. Yeah. Just keep going.
Let me just share it also to the people on the. Oh, here we go. Can you still see it? No, you can't see it.
Yeah, but you can see each one of the calls is made up of 6.
Yeah.
So when there's 18 in a second, you multiply that by 6.
Yeah. It's pretty nuts.
That's yeah. I don't know what the grasshopper will look like. Whether that's because that's that sounds like one chirp.
Let me grab the grasshopper.
Yeah, there's 6 units there.
Yeah, here you go. The grasshopper has 3 of them. It seems 1, 2, 3. And then they
start multiplying.
Yeah, well, 6 plus. It's actually 7, 8 things going on.
But it's just incredible that the frequency at which they're pushing this out is quite ridiculous, really.
Sorry, I have a problem with slowing down things now, and mostly the river warbler, so I'm gonna play it slowed down.
Yeah.
Let's do a slowing down. Oh, wow.
It's brilliant. And actually, if we have to...
These are the frogs now, aren't they?
Yeah,
the
right.
Frog chorus.
But then you have to tell me if I'm wrong. But no, I don't think I'm wrong because I read it on a book that was written by someone that knows. That birds live the sort of like the pace of their life is 10 times faster than us. Than humans. Maybe not for all the birds, but that's what I read on an RSPB book. Maybe I misread it, but that's what I read. So what I tried to do was to slow down, for example, the river warbler and play it 10%. I just already did this example, I think, ages ago, but I wanna show it again because it's really, really cool. Can I?
I think one of the other things, Axel, as well, is we think that the birds hear the songs like we do, where in fact they might hear it differently.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I.
Like insects seeing colour differently, isn't it? With plants, but they don't see. They see in the ultraviolet, and so they see the flowers in a different way than we do, don't we?
Yeah.
Yeah, we always presume that it's as we see it or hear it, but it usually isn't.
So let me try and play it back. Can you hear it?
Yeah.
Yeah, great. Let me slow it down 10%. This is crazy. When I did it the first time, I was like, what? Do you hear it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's even more subdivision, no?
Yeah.
Wow.
And if I try let's hear the grasshopper warbler, color, whatever. Where is it now? I have too many files, guys.
Is it the one I sent or one you have yourself?
The one you sent me. Here, I got it.
I think you had it at the beginning. Yeah.
Here we go. Here's the one. Let's try this one. It's not loud enough.
Totally different, isn't it?
Completely different. Let's see if it's gonna sound better like that now.
Amazing.
Crazy.
Yet it doesn't sound that different, does it? But it is totally different, doesn't it?
Completely different. Imagine if they actually hear at this speed. I mean, yeah, black birds sound like whales.
Yeah. Well, the other way, if you do the other way, if you take a whale and speed it up, it's it gets to be a bird, and even the pipistrelle bat, the social call of a pipistrelle, if you slow that down enough, it can end up sounding like a bird. So I think I think Jo needs to be using these sounds in her productions. To be honest,
yeah. Brilliant. So yeah. I'm sorry.
Thanks, sir.
You're not gonna sleep tonight because you're gonna just download Audacity and just slow everything down. sorry, not sorry. Great.
Good stuff.
Cool.
Thanks again. Brilliant. Good evening.
Great evening. Thank you very much, everyone. Oh yeah, pole stretch. Try pole stretch. Joe just said it. You can literally stretch everything by 400%. Stupid.
Yes.
Stretch. Oh, free in Audacity. Then give it a try tonight. Get Justin Bieber. Justin Bieber slow down 400% sounds like an amazing piece of classical music. I swear. Go check it out on YouTube. Cool.
Just switch him off.
Cool. Well, I'm gonna stop the live, but we can still hang out a little bit in Zoom. Thank you very much, everyone, for joining us online, and good night. Till the next one, next month.
Well done.
See you all.
And
Is everybody staying on?